but the light 10. Briggs made the statement, he made it out the 3 cent.
Yeah, kid. It's that weekend energy, that Sunday Funday vibes. What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop, right here on Popovich TV. Let's go.
Yeah, great fire.
When I win the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Coupon gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When I win the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popovism. Coupon gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building? Trying to break the house. What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. I am your host, Popovich. Yeah, kid. That feeling. Back up and here. One more again. Happy Sunday Fun Day, as y'all heard. That was that all weekend. My nigga Great Fire. Dex Labs and V12. That's the fire right there. We made it, guys. Ghostface, one of my favorite albums, Supreme Clientele. He got a song on there called We Made It. We made it. Like, we made it to the end of the season. Final game. We put everything in the books as we're going to do today. Y'all know it's 15 games on the slate, just like it was on Friday. And we about to, give you my thoughts and opinions on all of them. But before we do that, we're going to get a quick recap of Friday's games like we always do. We ain't going to switch it up. So Friday, 15 games in the books. We went 10-5. Not bad at all. JaY went 11-4. Last 2 days, he been, beating me out by one game, but it's been real competitive. We had the Charlotte Hornets, although on the show we was leaning towards Detroit and we went against our better judgment. That was a loss. We had Chicago over Orlando Hulk smash. We had Dallas, the Spurs won. We had OKC, and Denver was given 11.5 when we came on the show. Then the spread dropped to 3.5, and then they ultimately covered. And the last loss that we had was the LA Clippers out on the road at the Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers smashed them. We gave out 6 locks. We went 4-2. Not bad, but we did drop the play of the day. Instead of making the New York Knicks the play of the day against the Toronto Raptors, we just made them a lock, and they did win. So we had Atlanta, Indiana, Knicks, and Minnesota. That was the 4 locks. The 2 losses was OKC and the play of the day, bringing our grand total record up to 650 and 539, above 500, well above 100 games. Not bad. 111 to be exact, right? Definitely not bad at all. As far as the play of the day, we 79, 83, and 1. 4 games under 500. Got a chance to get it back within 3. I think we will do that today. Picking a play of the day is hard, folks. It's not as easy, as one may think. And honestly speaking, this is my second year doing NBA Picking with Pop. The play of the day is really JaY shit. You know what I mean? Like, I got that from him last year when I first did the show, just like plainly challenging him. And we had a winning record, maybe like 4 or 5 games above 500 on as far as the play of the day. But the locks is my thing. Like, not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me. That's my thing, right? And last year we had a winning record in that, and this year we definitely got a winning record. We are now 312 versus 272 and 2 pushes, well above 500, over 30 games, and that's some chicken dinners. Even if you put in $100 I know you may say it's 6 month season NBA, but that's still $3,000. You know what I mean? 2 is $6,000. 3 is 9. And you just keep going. 12. Obviously, if you put $500 on each game, then you up a couple of bands. So, it is what it is, and it bees what it bees, as Jay say. Next year, I don't know if we'll tag Jay and Pick Dogs as we've been doing this year. Next year, I don't even know if I'll do NBA Picking with Pop. We're going to see if people was rocking with the channel or not by next season. Excuse me. That's the good coffee. With that being said, let's jump into today's NBA action. Today going to be tricky as it was Friday because certain teams is not playing for anything. And it just is what it is as far as how the NBA does this thing. Let me pull up CBS Sports app and let's get right to it. First game up, we got the Orlando Magic out on the road at the Boston Celtics. Orlando Magic is given 12.5. When you look on RotoWire, which we're also about to do, Boston is sitting everybody. This is a meaningless game to them. They got the number 2 seed wrapped up. Nobody of significance is playing. Magic playing their whole team. And there ain't really no other way to go but the Magic. And some of these games, even though it was going to be like that, the same kind of scenario, doesn't mean the team that's not playing nobody is going to get covered on. We know this shit's scripted and read, guys. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Be wise. Be, frugal with your betting money today. But I'm on the Orlando Magic. I think they need to win. I think they will win. And I think they cover the 12.5. Boston is just sitting too many players. And although they got good rotational pieces, bench players, I don't think it'll be enough to overcome what the Magic is going to bring. Maybe in the first quarter as the game starts to, wane and close out, the Magic should overtake them unless they up big 20-21, and then they sit their players because the game is in hand, and then Boston backdoor cover. That's the only way I see that happening. Next game up, we got the Washington Wizards out on the road at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland Cavaliers given 10.5. And I was on Washington. I was on Washington. But Max Strauss, Jalen Tyson, Lawrence Nash, Greg Porter, I think they could beat Washington. And I think they could cover the spread. So I'm on Cleveland. Cleveland can't go nowhere. They're not going to go nowhere. Whether they win or they lose, they stuck. Washington, they in the hunt for draft picks, and I'm not going to get into the percentages and all that of who gets the higher, excuse me, who gets the higher seeding and all this stuff. I'm just taking Cleveland. Next game up, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road at Indiana Pacers. The Detroit Pistons is given 13.5. I'm on Detroit. I'm on the Pistons. I think they said and they want that 60, win season. Haven't had it in 20 years. I like that they we got the number 1 seed, but we're going to play. And hello, you play to win the game. You don't just play it to play. You play to win. Coach Herm Edwards, right? Salute to Coach. You don't just play it to play. And you got a whole week off. Yes, injury is possible. You can definitely get hurt. Last game of the season. Who would want that? We not wishing that. But you got a whole week off. So you can play the last game because people pay to watch you play. We pay to watch you play. So you should play. And you should play to win the game. We on Detroit Pistons, Indiana. They're another team that's, fighting for percentages and all that. And I think Detroit come in and Hulk smash them. Next game up, we got Atlanta Hawks out on the road at Miami. Miami is given 8.5. Miami is in the playing game. Atlanta is not. Even if Atlanta lose, and this spread was -4, now it's -9. And let's take a look and see why. Atlanta is gonna, let's refresh. Atlanta's gonna sit their players. Why, you ask? Why do you ask? Most of their players. Why? Because do they want to play Cleveland? Do they want to play my New York Knicks? I don't know. That's for them to decide. Taking your players out kind of indicates that you want to play the Knicks and you want to drop down to the 6th seed because Toronto was going to play Brooklyn Zoo. We'll get to that in a little bit. They favored by 19, 20, 21, 22, something like that. They're going to win, right? They're going to win unless it'd be way crazy than Buster Douglas upset Mike Tyson, right? That'd be a crazy loss for Toronto. And if Toronto wins, which they probably will win, you drop down to 6. They go up to 5. You play the Knicks. They play Cleveland. And I was on Miami minus the 4.5 or 4. Now that it's 9, looking at who's going to play. I'm going to take Atlanta. I'm taking Atlanta with the points. Let me switch that on my sheet. I'm on Atlanta. I'm back on Atlanta because I was leaning and I'm like Miami. And like I said, some of these games it's hard to handicap and it just is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be, etc. I'm on Atlanta with that 9. I'm on Atlanta with a 9. They're getting 9 now. Spread is going to keep going up. We're looking at CBS Sports app for those that's wondering. I'm on Atlanta with the 9. Hopefully I'm not fooled. Miami is stuck, after a while, you're going to probably rest. And they resting some of their players as well. Norman Powell won't play. Forticio or whatever. Nurkic, Djokovic, whatever his name is, he's out. They got their starters, though. Bam, Wiggins, Tyler Hero, and Mitchell. Should be enough, but I'm on Atlanta. Next game up. We got the Charlotte Hornets out on the road at my New York Knicks. New York Knicks is getting 13.5. Knicks sitting their players as well. They got the number 3 seed locked up. Charlotte is in the playing game. Jacoby White is probable. He probably will play. But this is who's out for the Knicks. Brunson, OG, Josh Hart, Mitchell, Lammett, Towns. Basically the whole team. Mikal Bridges going to play. Jose Alvarez, Mal McBride going to play. And Jordan Clarkson going against Melo and them. 14.5 actually. Well, let me see. That's RotoWire. CBS is still, CBS is giving 14.5 too. Let me take a picture so that I can put the right spreads in when I'm putting my tags in. Take a picture of that. And we'll take a picture of this so we can have the right numbers. And let's take a last picture because OKC spread is going up too. All right, cool. I'm on the Knicks. I was on Charlotte a little bit. Spread keep climbing, and I know they're gonna fight for something, but 14 is a lot. Say they up 21, and you got the game in hand, and there's 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left. You got to play on Tuesday because you're going to play in the end, the end playing game. The Knicks rest until the 18th. Could they backdoor cover? Yes. And I think they probably will. Let me change that because I was on Charlotte too. Let me change this one. I'm on the Knicks now. And y'all know I'm not a homer. 14.5 is outrageous. They can do it, though. They definitely can do it. Next game up. We got the Milwaukee Bucks out on the road at Philadelphia 76ers. Milwaukee getting 15.5. I'm on Philly. I think Philly Hulk smash them. Milwaukee is another team. Long dreaded season is over. Will Giannis be back next year and all that type of drama? We ain't going to address that right now. I think Philly come out and play. They in the end game, but they could, slightly improve where they're going to play at. I think they want to do that. In order for them to do that, they got to handle their business. So I'm on Philly. Next game up, we got the Brooklyn Nets out on the road at the Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors is giving 23.5. I'm on the Raptors. A lot of lumber to lay. They can't go up or down based on what they do, because I think Atlanta got the tiebreaker over them if they finish with the exact same record. But Atlanta's probably going to lose. Toronto don't want to lose because then they'll have the same record, and then they'll face the New York Knicks. And if we know who the New York Knicks is. The New York Knicks is the Toronto Raptors' daddy. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? They own them. So I could see them winning. This is another game where it could be a backdoor. But I'm on the Raptors. I ain't going to overthink it. I'm on the Raptors. Next game up, we got the Chicago Bulls out on the road at Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks is giving Chicago 6.5. We on Dallas. Chicago got the better record. I don't know how the draft percentages go with these two teams in particular, because they both got over 20 wins. They're not in that team 17, 19, 18, 16 win bracket. They over 23 wins, over 25 wins, or Dallas is at 25 wins. I think Dallas closed out the season at home with a strong effort, and I think they could cover the spread. So I'm on Dallas. Next game up, we got the Utah Jazz out on the road at the LA Lakers. Utah is getting 13.5 from the Lakers. 13.5 from the Lakers. This is a... I skipped that. We're going to still stay there. Lakers, they win and Denver loses. Then they're in the number 3 seed. Denver drops from the number 3 seed to the number 4 seed, where the Lakers currently hold and host Houston Rockets. The only thing with that is Denver is sitting all their players, so it's like they kind of like don't care about this game, and that lets me to believe like they think we can beat the Rockets. I think the Lakers think they can beat the Rockets too. Maybe not without their players prior to Luka and AR getting hurt. They definitely wanted the Rockets. I think the better matchup for Denver and the Lakers is the Rockets, as opposed to, even though they've been limping towards the finish line, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they'd rather see Houston, as opposed to Minnesota. And I could be wrong in that, thinking, but that's just what I think. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I think the Lakers try to stay where they at. They may look like they're going to play and all that because they're cool right where they at. You're still going to get home field advantage regardless. It's just a matter of who you want to play in the first round, because Denver's punting this game. They're not going to win. They sitting their starters. Spurs do got the number 1 seed locked up, but they're playing their players. At least they on RotoWire listed as playing. I'm on Utah with that 13.5. I'm on Utah. Next game up, we got the Houston Rockets at home hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies is getting 13.5. 13.5 from the Rockets. Rockets is sitting their players. I still think they can win, though. I still think the Rockets can win. They got Josh Oogie, Tyree Erson, Clint Capella, former starters, Aaron Holiday. Not sure who's going to be really coming off the bench, but Durant, Sagoon, Thompson, Smith is out. Only one starter is starting, I believe, and that's Ubi. On the other hand, the Memphis Grizzlies played 6 players against Utah, a team that's also trying to tank, and they got the doors blown off. I ain't in love with it, but I think Houston is the right play, so we are on the Houston Rockets. Next game up, we got the Golden State Warriors out on the road at the LA Clippers. Warriors is locked in. Clippers is still up in the air. They right behind Portland. If they finish with the same record, Portland has the tiebreaker. Let's look at that real quick. Portland is currently number 8. So if they both lose, which I doubt, or if they both win, they even. But if Portland lose and Clippers win, then obviously they'll jump. I don't think Portland is losing to Sacramento. On the other hand, I think Clippers will win. I think they'll win, so I'm on the Clippers in that one. Next game up, we got the New Orleans Pelicans out on the road at Minnesota. New Orleans is getting 6.5. And when you look at RotoWire, again, that's the theme. Minnesota is sitting their players. Only person I see is starting is DiVincenzo, and that's it. Everybody else is chilling. On the other hand, Jordan Poole, Derek Queen, Kevon Looney, haven't heard his name in mad long. You know, JaY Fears, Michael Peavy. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Minnesota wins money line. I think the Pelicans cover the spread, the 6.5. So I'm on the Pelicans. As we just formally spoke about, got the Sacramento Kings out on the road at the Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers giving 16.5. I think they win, even though they got to play on Tuesday, but I think they win, secure their victory, and, you know, get the job done. Next game up, we got the Denver Nuggets, who I also spoke about, at the San Antonio Spurs. Denver is getting 11.5. Everybody's sitting. It is an ESPN game. I know they probably won't be happy with that. Last end of the season drama. Jokic is questionable, though. Bruce Brown, Tyler Jones. I'm not sure if Joker got to play like for any minutes or awards, possibly. Maybe that's why he got to play. I don't know. But Chris Brown, Bron, Aaron Gordon, Drew Holiday, Cameron Johnson, Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, everybody's out. So it's like basically Joker with the backups. Victor's questionable. All these other teams, I mean, Castle, Vessel, everybody is questionable, but 10.5, 11.5. CBS is 11.5. That's what we'll go with. I don't know if they're going to want to play, but I think the Spurs ultimately wins, and so Denver, I see them dropping down. I don't see the Lakers winning. Well, I'm on Utah with the points, whether the Lakers win or not. This game here, tricky style type of game. Taking the Nuggets. Let me switch that one too, because I did have the Spurs. Taking the Nuggets. I don't think they're going to play. They're not playing for anything. And I'm going to have to change that because I had that as a lock. So. All right, last game and final game of the night. We got the Phoenix Suns out on the road at OKC. Phoenix Suns is getting 6.5. They resting their players as well. OKC will be resting their players. Let me refresh this one more time. And let's refresh. Here we go. Yeah, everybody's questionable. Booker not playing. Green is not. I mean, he's in the lineup, but he at top. He's at the bottom. Let's see who's out. O'Neal, Dillon, Brooks, Booker, Grayson Allen, he hurt his hamstring. I think they rest up. On the other side, you got Jerry McClain, you got Lou Dort, you got Aaron Wiggins, you got B. Carlson, you got Nicholas Toppin. I'm on OKC in the last and final game. I think they could get it done. So I'm on them. With that being said, let's get to the theme music.
When the winner's chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popavism. Cooper gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band line in the air, throwing signals. When the winner's chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one popavism. Cooper gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the band lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. Trying to get rich, me and famous trying to break the house up and all up, playing spades for the stuff. Do a 3-card money, get tricked out your stuff. I think stick to casino, even Ace had it rough. Good. Watch out for a ginger, don't be drinking too much.
Alright guys, here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner chicken dinners. It's 15 games today, and I know they said it's going, and I know I said it's going to be a little crazy as far as the, you know, how these teams going to be moving. But I like these games, and this is what we're doing. We're going with Orlando. We're going with Philly. We're going with the Pelicans. We're going with OKC. We're going with Utah. We're going with the Clippers. And the play of the day is the Detroit Pistons to get that 60 wins. That's what they want. They going for it. I'm saluting them for that. That's who I like. That's who I'm taking. You can let me know who you like. You can let me know who you taking. All I ask is that you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button so I can stay in your algorithm, especially if you rock with the channel. If you appreciate what I do, cool. I appreciate you for rocking with me. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA, Picking with Pop, right here on Popovich TV. Of course, we are live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up and here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money on this Sunday fun day.